Welcome everyone to Merkaba Energy Healing. So today we are back with another pick a card reading, and we're asking Spirit for guidance for the new earth. We have 3 tarot decks and 3 crystals. Pile number 1 with message number 1, we have the Tarot of the Owls, and that is paired with the Serpentine. Pile 2 with message number 2, we have the Wizard's Tarot, and that's paired with the Raw Sunstone. Pile 3 with message 3, we have the Forest Felines, and that is paired with the Diopside. When you are ready, you can go to the description box below to find the timestamps for your reading, and I will see you over there. Welcome, group number 1. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are asking Spirit for guidance for the new earth. Any information, any insights, any guidance about the new earth, anything that we need to know, I will channel for you and deliver. You chose the lovely Raw Serpentine with the Tarot of the Owls. Asking my highest and best guides, guided by Source itself, to deliver messages to my group number 1s. Please provide guidance for the new earth. They're showing me the word ascension. So my heart just sped up a little bit, and they showed me the 8 of Wands. And they said, acceleration of their journey, acceleration of their ascension in the new earth. I'm hearing, get ready. They're showing me people getting into a roller coaster and strapping in, because this is going to take you for a ride. And the serpentine resonates with Kundalini energy. It signifies the shedding of old skin, and the Kundalini snake, as it were, rising up the central channel, up the spine. So there is a rising of your Kundalini energy now. And I'm hearing it's not for the faint of heart, and that you have been chosen to experience this at this particular time on the planet. And they're saying that there are other groups that will experience these Kundalini awakenings, this rising of this vital life force energy at different moments. I'm seeing over the next 5 years, 3 to 5 years. And they're saying for this group, this is happening now. 3 months, over the next 3 months. Heat. There's going to be a lot of heat that you're going to experience. So they're showing me charging your water, learning how to charge your water, speak love into your water, speak health into your water, speak into your water. Make sure you're drinking only very high vibrational water, something like reverse osmosis. Of course, it depends on where you live. You might have very clean, clear water available near you, but they're showing me making sure that your water is charged and cleansed and cleared, because the energy is going to run through your body very fast, and you need water, you need hydration for that energy to move smoothly. So if the body is dehydrated and your energy starts to rise, you can get aches, you can get anxiety, you can feel tense. They're just showing me knots in the body. They're showing me pelvic misalignment, so that there might be tension in the hip that throws your body off, this kind of thing. I'm hearing lymphatic massage will be very helpful for this group. Moving of stagnant water in the body and then filtering it with fresh water. This is how they're showing it to me. They're showing me a pristine plumbing system of a home. And they're saying, please ensure that your plumbing system in your body is pristine. Okay, so they're showing me the colon, making sure that your colon is clean and clear, You're moving your bowels every day. They're showing me a vibration machine. You don't have to buy that if it's cost prohibitive for you, then don't buy that. But you can just sort of shake your body to move your lymph, okay? What else do you want them to know, please? Sun. The sun is going to be very important for you. Being out in the sunlight. And I'm hearing the word code. So there's some kind of light codes being emitted from the sun at this time that are extremely powerful, that are right for your group right now. So don't force yourself. There's an idea of not forcing yourself to eat anything, to do anything that doesn't feel aligned to you. But if you feel cold to go sit in the sun, go ahead and do that. They're showing it to me as if your muscles are very tight or the fascia in your body is very tight and the light melting it or releasing it. I don't really know exactly how that works, but that's how they're showing it to me. Yeah, they're showing me light language in written form. And they're showing it to me as though those are codes that are coming into the body through the light. And they're doing all sorts of things, almost like a computer antivirus system or something that's going to clean up the cells. Because I'm hearing mitochondria, which are the powerhouses of the body. And so your life force energy is getting turned back on. And for some of you, just strengthened. Okay. I don't know why they're showing me a family holding hands with their children. There's something about paying attention to your children's energy if you have children, and also making sure that they're getting on the grass and they're going outside. Some of you have very young children, and these are crystal children. I mean, these are just names they're saying, but you might resonate with the idea that they are advanced souls. They're not old souls. These are actually new souls, or newer, I should say. And they are coming with information that is unlocked by being in direct connection with the earth and with the sun. Yeah. So if you have a child that's been irritable lately, bring them outside. Okay? Let's go on with the cards. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much. What do you want my group number? What else do you want my group number ones to know about the new earth? My heart is like speeding up. It literally feels as though your energy is going to start speeding up very soon. You might feel like you only need a couple of hours of sleep. And they said, just get out of that old narrative of needing 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Your body soon is not going to need as much sleep in that format. Just at night, you might need to take a nap during the day. Listen to that. A lot of the old ways of living are going to slowly disintegrate. And you just want to really listen to what your body needs at this time. Thank you, Spirit. What else do you want my group number ones to know about the new earth? Thank you. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, the first thing before I even pull another card, they're saying there's just going to be a whole new way of doing things. So, what is that? For this year, not your natal chart, but your transiting north node might be in the 6th house right now, or moving from the 5th into the 6th. No, moving from the 6th into the 5th. No, 5th. Yeah, the north node is the only one that goes around in the right way, so to speak, upwards rather than downwards. There might be a big change to your routines. Your everyday routines are going to change. You might be starting a whole new job or be asked to move to a whole nother job. Interesting that we have a baby bird here, and they mentioned something about your relationship with your children and how your children are going to need to be guided to help them unlock their gifts, but they're also going to help you unlock your gifts. Yeah. They're telling me that some of you have been in the 7 of Pentacles phase where you're kind of been working on something for a long time. Well, it's time to come out with this. It's time to come out with whatever you've been working on. It's time to come out, period. Like to come out of the cave, as it were. It's time to shine. It's time to really show your light. They keep showing me the Sun card. What else do you want them to know about the Ace of Pentacles? Yeah, they're saying starting a new venture, starting something new. You might be called to start something new. Can you tell me more about this, please, Spirit? Thank you. Ace of Swords. Yeah. You're definitely being asked to start something new here. We have another little baby bird here. And now we have swords. So new ideas. What do you want to say about the Ace of Swords, Spirit, and the Ace of Pentacles? Yeah, a new idea is going to bring some kind of prosperity. And I'm hearing only you can do what you're here to do. And you have to trust that. So I'm hearing the word comparison. Some of you might be worried about doing whatever it is that you want to do because it feels as though that niche is saturated with that business. And they're just saying you have to make sure that you're following the beat of your own drum. You have a unique energy signature that nobody can replicate, and you just have to trust that. Yeah, I keep hearing novel idea. So there's something that you guys need to trust because in the new earth, there's something, you have something extremely important that people are going to need. And only you can provide it. And you have to trust that. I'm getting a big yes on that. What else do you want my group number ones to know? Guidance for the new earth. Okay, they're also saying a lot of people start new businesses and they fail them, or there's a perception of failure. They're saying if something doesn't immediately take shape, first, don't immediately assume that it's a failure, that it won't work. There might be some subtle tweaking to make it to work. They're showing me a toilet that doesn't flush properly. Do you yank it out of the ground and buy a new toilet? No. You plunge it, you get a plumber to come and look at the innards of it and the tank and so forth. So they're just saying, work on it a little bit. There might be a subtle tweak that would be required for this thing to take off or to take shape. And again, they're just saying it's about trusting yourself. Okay, what else do you want my group number ones to know? Guidance for the new earth. We have Knight of Pentacles. Look at that blazing sun right here. Knight of Pentacles. What does that mean, Spirit? They're saying that there's going to be a person that's going to present to you at exactly the right time when you're starting this venture or where your project or something that you've been working on is starting to take off. There's going to be a person that comes, yes, I'm getting a yes, that comes onto the scene rather suddenly, I'm hearing. And they have some kind of wisdom for you. Can you tell me specifically about the Knight of Pentacles? A little bit more information about this person who will sort of suddenly show up. Wheel of Fortune. So they're going to help move you into your destined path. They're going to say something or offer something that's going to just make that wheel turn in the right way. That's going to put you on the right path. Now they're saying you're not dependent on this person. You will have already started this thing, but this person is going to help you really propel this thing forward. The Wheel of Fortune is also here to tell you that you do have a destined path. It's not two roads diverge in the wood and you chose the one less traveled and that made all the difference. They're saying, no, you're already on the path. There's no searching. There's no fork in the road. You're on the path right now. You just have to take hold of it. You just need to take the reins. You got to stop sitting on your hands, I'm hearing. Stop resting on your laurels, I'm hearing. Wow. Spirit has been a lot more forthright recently, at least my guides, about there's no time to waste. This is the time. And you have to trust this because this is your destiny. What else do you want my group number? Okay. Ones to know. strength, another sun signifier here, okay? Because this is the Leo card and the sun rules Leo. Okay, so they're not mincing words. They're saying it's going to take a lot of bravery for you guys to take this less worn path or this new path that has never been trodden. But you have what it takes to do it. And you just have to believe in yourself. They're saying what you've been through has not been in vain. So before this Ace of Pentacles, there was some kind of training period they're showing me that got you to this point where you can take off in this way. And yeah, it might be with regards to career, but they're showing me in the New Earth, there is no separation between personal, business, spiritual, like everything is in the same space. Ultimately, that is what's going to happen. So they're saying your previous life, as it were, they're saying this group actually jumped timelines. They're showing me a message I recently gave to a client of mine. A lot of you jumped timelines on April 2nd with the Libra full moon. I don't know if you guys have felt any pronounced change or difference over the last couple of weeks if you're watching this when I post this in April. But they're saying you were in a training period that got you here. And then once you sort of reach that crescendo or that climactic point, you actually jumped into a brand new timeline. And so whatever it is that you think you need to stay on this path, you have it. They're not saying, go get this strength. They're saying, you are brave. You are doing it. And they're saying, well done. And not to second guess it, because you have everything that you need. They're showing me a recipe card, and then they're showing me like the mise en place, like someone who's put out all the ingredients in the little dishes. And now they're saying you've got everything laid out for you. Now you just have to put it together. Okay, now they're showing me variations of this. They're showing me little puzzle pieces, and you've got all the puzzle pieces that you needed. Now you just got to start locking them in together. What else do you want my group number ones to know? Guidance for the new earth. What else do you want them to know about their experience in the new earth? Show me a little bit about their experience in the new earth. What are they going to experience? 10 of Swords. Okay, you're definitely going to have to clarify that for me. What about the 10 of Swords? What about the 10 of Swords? Okay, I just heard... Okay, look at that. 10 of Wands, bloody hell. I still don't really understand. I mean, they said to me, I heard the death of an identity. The death of an identity. So the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands, I wonder if you guys over-identified with burden or over-identified with things not working out for you. Things not taking shape. And I wonder if that's why they gave you the advice of not giving up if something doesn't fully take shape, because you might just assume the other shoe is going to drop because that was your history, right? So they're saying there's literally, that's why they said that there was a timeline jump. You may not realize, but there might be someone in your life that suddenly is acting differently. That's often a sign to me that you've timeline jumped. Or you are suddenly no longer bothered by something and it feels like it happened overnight and not like years of therapy or years of inner work, okay? I can actually point to times in my life where I know I timeline jumped. Certain people in my life like literally just up and disappeared, or I suddenly felt completely different, or I just couldn't remember pivotal times apparently in my life. So you're moving, I'm hearing identity crisis into an identity shift. So you might be releasing old beliefs or old ideas, or you might just wake up one day and feel unbothered, just unburdened and unbothered by things that used to be bothered by or burdened by in the new earth. And this is happening for this group now. Can you show me outcome? An outcome card to this? In the release of this old identity or identification with the burden? I can't even take it, you guys. The sun came out. We've been talking about the sun the whole time. And of course, with the serpentine, we also have yellow here. So I pointed it out here. I pointed it out with Leo, the strength card, and now we have the sun. You guys are going to come into your full vibrancy, where previously this identification was with the dark. You're going to start identifying with the sun. That's a beautiful thing. That's a really beautiful thing. You guys might have over-identified with the moon or with darkness in general. You're going to start identifying with the sun in a very real way. Going back to the original channeling of saying, you guys got to get out in the sun because she's really your friend right now. And finally, we have judgment. The new earth is about fulfilling your soul's mission. Not the matrix soul mission, not the illusory soul mission or that, listen, I'm going to start telling my truths here on this channel, that idea that our soul chose suffering or chose lessons. I'm sorry, I know that might ruffle some feathers out there, but I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I believe that your spirit had an idea. I don't think that our souls came to suffer. I'll talk about this one day. Green woman, if you're listening, you know what I'm talking about. This is about leaving the matrix and actually fulfilling what you're here to do, which is something far grander than surviving. Far grander. Living amongst lighted beings without effort. Loving amongst lighted beings without effort. Things feeling clear and I know where I am. I know where I'm going. There aren't questions. I'm not rattled with anxiety or fear or consternation. There's just pure, unadulterated trust. And right now, that is the biggest piece of guidance, is to trust that, because this is the outcome. Everything you've ever wanted, and this is not 10 of Pentacles or 10 of Cups. This is about your vibration, moving from dark into pure light, and fulfilling your soul mission that is going to bring you a sense of fulfillment. Not burden, not backstabbing, not failure, but actually feeling a sense of meaning. They're also saying moving out of existential crisis. Because in the new earth, there is the shedding of the archonic energy, of the negative energy that's been keeping humanity down for 4,000 years. Or longer, 4,500 years or longer. Let me get a final oracle card for you guys. Which one should I do? Okay, so we're going to get one final oracle card. Final message for my group number ones. My group number ones, guidance for the new earth. What do you want them to know? Both of them? Both of them. We're going to get two. We have receive. You are a kind and loving soul who constantly reaches out and gives to others, but now it's time for you to learn how to graciously receive. Just as with the ebb and flow of the tides, the art of giving and receiving is the natural law and order of the universe. Interesting. Receive. You know, with the tens here, it does feel as though you might have over-identified with meaning, equaling, meaning equaling or synonymous with giving, to the point where your life force energy was just, you know, you were bereft with overwhelm or exhaustion. And in the new earth, they're saying you're going to feel the sun on your face. You're going to feel this lightness of being out of balance. That while your soul mission is going to be of service, perhaps in some way, it's not servile or servile. Can't think of the right word right now. It's not being a servant. Am I saying that right? Oh my God, you know when you say a word a few times and it doesn't sound right to me, to you? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like I'm not saying an English word. Servant, is that a word? It feels like I don't even know what that word is. You're not a slave to anything. Okay? You're actually just doing something that is a natural energetic exchange between you and other beings of light and love. And then we have let go. That's really these two cards about releasing some kind of burden. Once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all of the emotional constraints. Yes, that's these two cards that have held you back in the past. Exactly. That's what they channeled. Once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all of the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and guidance of spirit, as we have only your best intentions at heart and will do everything in our power to protect you. Okay, I'm not big on giving up your power to anything in the other realms, but I like the idea of letting go and letting your own spirit lead you. Not other spirits, your own spirit. Your spirit is outside of the matrix. This is from Theosophy, okay? You have a soul in this body. And if you're in the matrix, your soul is also in the matrix. So even if it leaves the body, it can incarnate in the cycle within the matrix. But your spirit is outside of it, and it can guide you to obliterate the illusion. So let go and trust your higher self, your spirit, okay? Well, they're also two different things, but let's say the spirit, because that's what they're asking you of. And trust the path that you have already begun to walk on. This is where your strength lies. And your bravery is not going to be needed out of grit. It's going to be required out of inspiration, out of joy, out of excitement. Always think, what is propelling me? Is it fear? Is it need? Is it requirement? Is it terror? Is it jealousy? Well, then that's kind of putting oil in a Tesla. Okay. It's like, it's putting something in your body or in your brain or in your spirit that you don't, not spirit, in the essence of your body that is not needed, but actually can also harm it. What is propelling you on your path? It should feel exciting. It should be, it should feel aligned. You should feel as if you're in a flow. And they're just showing me, take a deep breath, take deep breath. Remember, the breath allows you to be in a greater state of flow. Sorry, they just alerted me to the time. Guys, I'm going to close out the reading there. I really hope that that resonated for you. Please let me know in the comments down below if it did. If nothing else, you guys, I send you so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care. Welcome, group number 2. So today we are asking Spirit about the new earth, guidance for the new earth, any information they would like to provide for you that you need to know about this majestic, magnificent time on our planet. They're saying for this group, you will know that you're in the new earth if your reactivity has died down. Okay? If you have learned is not really the right word here. It might feel as if you learned it, but it's actually you advanced into that place. So, I'm just going to speak briefly on this. There's an energy on our planet that is very controlling and downright evil. Okay, I'm not going to mince words anymore. The reactivity that some people experience, that immediate anger, rage, jealousy, guilt, shame, immediate. I'm not talking about anger at injustice. I'm talking about, sorry, that was my cat jumping off of her window seat onto her tree. It's when you have those immediate, very volatile reactions to things that you're feeding this lower vibrational energy. Okay. So I'm getting the sense that with this group, you're coming out of a phase of having had that experience to some extent. And I'm not calling anyone out, so if this doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. But most humans have had experiences of reactivity. They're highlighting that for this group. They're highlighting the sacral chakra in general, which houses your houses your emotions, your libido, and is kind of the space where you would learn, if the chakra is clear and spinning well, you would be emotionally regulated. With all this orange here, with the Wizard's Tarot and the Sunstone, there's a big emphasis on emotional clearing for this group that you guys have been through. And in the new earth, you might be asked to teach this to others, how to honor their emotional experience so that it can move through them and out, or move through them and integrate it if required. For example, if you're healing the inner child needs to be heard and acknowledged and understood, and those feelings integrated so that the inner child could be integrated with the adult self. There is something also here about sexuality, I will say, and your relationship with your sexual self. I'm going to get another reading restricted, but I mean, they're giving it to me, so I have to say. You might start moving away from certain kinds of intimacy that once upon a time you were attracted to. I'm going to just try to keep it PG or PG-13. And they're saying this is important, again, because this is energy. Everything is energy. And when there's urgency or I need this, I want it, something that we would have called passion a long time ago is actually not passion. I'm not saying passion shouldn't exist, but it's the kind where it's almost like a volatile craving. You might find that gets a little bit dulled now, but it's not just dulled, it's replaced with something that is deeper, that feels more meaningful, where you'll still feel ecstasy and passion, but they're showing it to me running deeper. It's not just in the head, where lust resides in the brain, okay, where something is firing in the brain, okay? It could even hit on the amygdala and bring up almost aggression, okay? I don't know why they're telling me to talk about this, but I'm going with it, you guys. They're showing me that the energy is going to move deeper into the body because I don't know if you could hear, I'm clearing through my body as I'm talking to you guys. Excuse me. Oh my God. See if you can feel that, because I'm doing that for you, okay? It's not my energy. It's the collective energy that I'm clearing. Some of you guys, thank you. You mentioned that you can feel the clearing when I'm doing that. Something has been clearing in the sacral chakra for you guys. You might have had some ovarian issues if you're female. Yeah, I'm feeling that immediately in my pelvic region. You might have cleared like ovarian cysts or gotten fibroids removed. For men, it could be in the sort of upper groin area. Okay, that area. So that stems into the root as well. So the sacral and the root. There's a lot of clearing there. So hormonal balance in the new earth is what you can look forward to. Balancing of body temperature. Okay. And then emotional balance as well. So there's a lot of, what is that card? The Sagittarius card, temperance, that they're showing me. A lot of balance. Okay. What's the guidance there? Yeah, they're just telling me, lean into that. It's going to feel a little bit new, okay? They were talking about in group 1, an identity shift. And I wonder if every group is going to get a little bit of that message where you're going to feel at least a bit of an identity shift. We'll see in your reading what comes up. But they're saying that in the new earth, you're going to maneuver differently in your life. You're going to feel yourself differently in some pivotal areas. And so they're highlighting these 2 areas in the sacral chakra for you guys. Let me know if that resonates. Okay, my highest and best spirit guides, please guide me further in this reading for group number 2. What else do you want them to know about this? I'm still feeling an ache in the pelvic region. So they're showing me castor oil. I'm not a medical doctor, so please check with your medical doctor where I mention anything having to do with your health. This is not advice. I'm just sharing anecdotally that rubbing castor oil along with a carrier oil like jojoba or almond oil on the belly can help dissolve growths. But please check with your medical doctor and continue to do whatever your doctor is advising, as long as you agree with it, obviously. They're highlighting that can help. That could also help with period pain. okay? Or menstrual pain or cysts and things like that, okay? For the highest and best good of my group number 2s, my highest and best spirit guides, please tell me, what guidance do you have for them for the new earth? Guidance for the new earth. They're just highlighting a lot of respect for the body. You might feel called to pay attention to your body in a way that maybe you haven't before. You might have been ignoring your body. I'm seeing some body shame that is going to start altering, where you start celebrating your body more. They're showing me somebody in very baggy clothes where you're kind of like hiding your body. And they're saying, if you love your body will love you back. If you love your body will start loving you back. Okay. What is my group number? Thank you. We have 4 of Cups. Interesting. Let me just ask for a little bit more. Okay, that's too many. But I'll note the Knight of Wands. 1 card, please, at a time. 4 of Cups. What else do you want to say? That's too many. Yeah, there's a little bit of a feeling of emotional wobbleness that maybe you guys have been coming out of. Oh my goodness, you see, it's just, I never get cards flying. Okay, Ace of Swords. Okay, so you might have, yeah, I should have said this first. You guys might have been going through a period where you just expect that everything that is offered to you is just not up to snuff. And what they're saying with the Ace of Swords is that you might need to think about your world differently, because there are some fundamental changes occurring for you at this time. With the new earth, especially with this particular Fool card, you're starting a whole new life. And the guidance for the new earth is to release a narrative that says, whatever I'm going to be offered is going to be pot, is going to be dross, is going to be rubbish, okay? Why am I saying this? Because this particular Fool, very interesting with this deck, this woman is sitting on the precipice. She's relaxed. She's not saying, should I go ahead? And there's not a frantic energy of her about to jump off this precipice. She's sitting. Why? Because she's returned to the 0 point. And now she can stay there. Because the new earth is literally the void in the positive sense. The everything and the nothing all at once. There's no past, there's no present, there's no future, there's no parallel. Everything is in the same space. The linearity of time was created in part to muck up, to F with human senses of their connection with spirit and source. Okay? We're always running towards something, or we're always worried about something in our rearview mirror. With the new earth, there's guidance for you all to release any narrative you have that the universe doesn't have enough for you. That whatever they give you is not going to be good. A person that comes in, a situation, opportunity, that it's pot, it's nothing. Ace of Swords, smack dab in the middle of this particular spread, really tells me that a new story has to be told in the new earth, where all is possible from the 0. Yesh ma'ayin in Hebrew, something from nothing. And it's not magic. Magic is, I'll talk about that in another reading. It's not what you think it is. I'm talking about divine magic, okay? Not the magic that is in the Matrix. When you're in the new earth, there's no concern. The now is everything. And so all of these stories, it's interesting that in this particular tarot deck, there are all these books here. Look at all of these stories, right, in this 4 of Cups. It's so interesting. This guy is so overwhelmed by all of these books. Like all of these books stacked on his deck, all of this, on his desk rather. the constant pouring into knowledge and needing to know more, and all of the stories we've heard about the Matrix, which are nonsense. So they're bringing me into their, I'm starting to get huge downloads here. So it's not just the narration of your incarnation. It is the narration of Earth herself. Everything that we have been told is rubbish. And I know I'm going to lose subscribers. I know it, but I got to do it. My guides have been pushing me. I've been doing readings and deleting them because I think it's too much, whatever. We have to start waking up to the story that we've been told. And there are many layers of the story. And that's why our purges are in layers. There's a purge release, and disclosure is coming in pieces. And I'm not talking about the disclosure at large, the distractions on television. Okay? Because you got to think about that. Why is there this disclosure happening all at once right now? No. That's a distraction from other things that we should be paying attention to. Our own connection with our own spirit, which resides outside of the matrix. Okay? Not spirit guides necessarily. Your spirit that resides outside of the matrix can guide you. Because you don't need anything outside of yourself to guide you. You just need your connection with your own spirit. So there's guidance for the new earth for this group to start questioning everything, every bloody book that you've read, and including the New Age. Don't just eat everything that a spiritual teacher gives you, even the ones that you think are the greatest, the ones with all the fame and the fortune. I mean, look at John of God. Okay? People worshipped him for decades, and he was a pedophile. He worked for the dark. Be very, very discerning is the name of the game for this particular group. Your discernment is going to bring you fully into the new earth. Or you're in the new earth, but help the mirage disappear, the illusion disintegrate. Question every book you've read, every comment that you've heard from a spiritual teacher. Question it. They're giving me the words tabula rasa, which is blank slate in psychology. Wipe the slate clean. Start from the very beginning, like a newborn baby. But you're not looking up to any parents. You're looking up to yourself. You alone have the answers. Now they're giving me another piece of information. They want you to be very discerning about the channels that you listen to, whether it be on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. This is a time to start paring down, separating the wheat from the chaff. They're showing me a lot of clutter on the airways, okay? It's less about information, like what I'm saying to you, and more about resonance. Yes, I'm getting a huge yes on that, you guys. When you're hearing, you ever go to a tarot channel and they might be saying something that kind of makes sense, but you just feel like something is off? I mean, I've experienced that before. You might also find that a tarot reader that you resonated with 5 years ago, you no longer resonate with. Not because they're bad. You might have just ascended past the messages that they can offer you. Teachers are meant to come and go. You might not have a teacher for life. That's fine. Then there's other channels still that you advance completely out of, that the resonance, you're out of resonance with them. So they're saying that whatever you listen to, whether it's readers, spiritual teachers, see if you resonate. Forget about the words. What feeling do you get in the presence of that person? So the name of the game for you guys is discernment in the new earth. That is the most important piece of guidance that's coming through, because you are nearing the 0 point where everything is clean and fresh and clear. They're also giving me a periphery message here about preservatives out of nowhere that just came. To look at the labels on your food. If you've got like a whole bunch of ingredients, that's not for you. Okay, because you guys are coming into some kind of state of purity that's with what you're consuming. Emotionally, spiritually, auditory-wise, visually, and food-wise. So you want to tamp down on the number of foods that have a bunch of preservatives. For some reason, they're bringing that up and they're showing me eczema. That came up in a recent reading of mine. I don't remember which one, but it was something about makeup. They're bringing up food and preservatives. And notice if you get itchy after eating certain foods, because that's an indication that there's a preservative in there that your body is not in resonance with anymore. Like it can't tolerate it anymore. Your tolerance is getting refined right now. And you're no longer going to be able to tolerate things at a certain vibrational level. So you want to listen to that. Very important message for you guys. Anything else with the tarot? No. Okay. Let's get, oh my God, on the bottom of the deck, there's the Magician. That's crazy, you guys. We talked about magic, right? But a different kind of magic. Let me see if they just have anything they want to say about the Magician. I'm hearing you're the magician. You're the ones who can create something from nothing. Yeah. You guys are the trailblazers. Let me tell you what, okay? You're not meant to follow the crowds. You're meant to blaze some kind of trail, meaning break the mold. I'm hearing. They're showing me a big egg cracking open. This almost looks like a dinosaur egg. That's how big the egg that they're showing me is. Okay. You guys are meant to create something from nothing. You're really meant to start something from nothing. Oh, how interesting is that? We have 0, the Fool, going into the Magician, the 1 card. So you guys are going to be some of the architects, I'm hearing, of the new earth. When you teach, when you go out there and teach, you're going to teach something from new. You're not going to just regurgitate what everyone else is saying. And I'm just going to be quite frank with you guys. Just like I said from the jump, a lot of my spiritual teachers, whenever I ask them, why would a benevolent God have fractals of itself go into the kind of suffering we experience on the earth? And I've heard ad nauseum this idea that our souls chose that. And I am an outlier, so you don't have to agree with me, but I think that's utter BS. Okay? Because I remember being in Lemuria, and there's no reason why we shouldn't live in a state of Lemuria. There is a fall from grace that I don't think was because we complained to God, as it says in the Bible, or we did something so wrong. I think because we were enslaved. I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry. I just have to say it. I'm not sorry, actually. That's just my opinion. And you could leave. That's okay. Send you guys love and light. It is time to stop relying on gurus and stories to tell us the truth. I always said to my students or my clients or even my patients, when I'm teaching them something, I'm not a guru. I have lived experience from which I transmit my wisdom. And some of it is not. Some of it, I just get it like a download. But I stopped regurgitating information. Not fully, of course, not 100%, okay? But a lot of what I teach now comes from what I understand and always understood that I was too afraid to say out loud because it went against the spiritual movement. I think we are in a state of war on some level, and the light will always prevail. And you guys are tasked with the action of hyper discernment, I'm hearing. So to separate the wheat from the chaff, even from what appears to be the most lighted spiritual teacher. And when I go like this, let me retract that because there are some beautiful lighted spiritual teachers out there, but even within the channeling, some of their own subjectivity comes through. So you want to take what feels right and literally leave what doesn't. I mean, our tarot readers say that all the time, but I'm urging you to do that now. To listen and feel clairsentiently with the most discerning ear and body, respectively. So if something doesn't land quite right, it doesn't mean that all the teaching is wrong. There are going to be some people, though, that I've experienced that are not of the light, and they're very famous, and I don't listen to anything that they say. Because what's so deceiving about the dark is that they will sprinkle something really off, something really wrong, in a bunch of lighted sentiments. And you'll be like, well, most of what they said sounds great. So that little bit, I must be wrong. And they'll make you second guess yourself. No. And I'm going to just blaze the trail here myself amongst all the tarot readers and spiritual people saying, I don't agree with the stories that we were told. And I question everything. And I'm out here by myself, all by myself. And I'm hoping my tribe will find me and I'll find my tribe so we could all question everything. Literally everything together. Let's get a final oracle card for you guys for the new earth. What do you want my group number? Okay. Choose to know. And we have breathe. That's funny. They said that before, right? To breathe. The breath is the vital bridge between your body and your soul. It's the connection between the inside and outside, connecting you to the universe, to spirit, and the divine source. Beautiful. That's crazy that we talked about the spirit being outside of planet Earth. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, or life force energy, which is the same life-giving force that nourishes everything in the universe. Yeah. So really focus on your breath. When you're listening to something, you know how I always say to you guys, before you choose a pile, take a deep breath in. Breath brings up truth. Well, this whole reading has been about what is true. So focus on your breath to guide you in your discernment, because the breath will never steer you wrong. Okay? All right, you guys, if you stayed for the reading, I really, really appreciate it. I really do. I really do. And I love you guys so much. So if it resonated, please comment down below. Give it a thumbs up if you haven't already. And if nothing else, I send you guys so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care. Welcome, group number 3. Thank you for being here. Ooh, some powerful messages have come in today, and I'm already getting your energy, which is almost angelic. Okay. We're asking Spirit today for guidance for the new earth. They're giving me messages immediately. You guys chose the diopside and the forest felines. Welcome to your reading. They're giving me immediate messages, guys. So I'm just going to jump in. I'm not going to spare any time here. They're saying that a lot of people who are moving into the new earth, who are in the new earth, their body is having a very hard time calibrating because the energy is very light, like pixie dust. But this energy is very familiar to you guys. Very familiar. It's a little bit weird because they're saying your bodies have been feeling very heavy recently because some of you have been learning how to get back into your bodies because your vibration is very high and you resonate with the stars, with the diopside here. I've talked about this stone before. Sometimes I don't know if I should repeat it, but the Greeks believed that the diopside was a star that fell to the earth, and when it hit the ground, it turned into a stone, and that's why it's sparkly. And so whenever people choose this stone, I'm always brought back to that Greek mythology or that Greek story, because this group is very high vibrational. And I'm not trying to stroke your ego here, okay? They're immediately showing me the angelic frequency. But you guys have been working on grounding and getting back into your body. And what is going to now change in the new earth is you're going to become more formless. So this is going to feel a little bit odd because you've been working so hard to become more grounded and your bodies might have felt even heavier. Very interesting. So some of you guys might be experiencing heaviness in the body or feeling like a lot of weight. But basically the guidance is get used to this. And the moment you stop fighting the heaviness, it will actually start releasing. Okay. So part of your next purge might be physical weight or might be toxicity or bowel movements. I hate to be TMI, but that's what they're showing me. So they're just saying don't fight it too much. It's to teach you how to be in the form body so that you can actually return to formlessness. Let me just ask a bit more here. Why in that way? Okay, because they're saying in the old earth, in order to hold the vibration that you guys were holding, which was one of a very high vibration. And I don't mean high compared to other people. I'm just talking about light, the amount of light you were holding within you versus density. You needed to have that density to be able to pull the light down into your body and into the earth and to have it emit. But in the new earth, you're not going to need as much of that density because I'm hearing you're returning to the luminous state. That's so beautiful. Oh, it's almost as if the rock is now shape-shifting back into the star. I'm hearing from whence it came. Okay. So, yeah. So you can look forward to this. Okay. So the guidance is just don't be at war with your body. Let this sort of naturally move. And there's definitely guidance for this group about moving the body that's going to help some of that density start to move. Maybe use a vibration machine if it's cost effective, or just shaking the body. That came up in one of the other groups. So I'm starting to clear through my body right now. A few of you guys have said that you can feel it. I just want to say that when I say that, see if you can feel if something moved in your own energetic field, because that's actually what I'm doing for the groups, is I'm clearing for you guys so you don't have to do it yourself. Okay. So as I was saying that, they're saying you're going to start to feel that release from your body as you move further and further into the new earth. Okay. So they're also saying that the reason for you experiencing the density and then the luminosity over this period of time, they're saying about 6 months. So if any of you guys have felt really heavy or stagnant in the low toroidal field, you're going to start to feel that move over the next 6 months. They're saying by the new year of 2027, if you're listening to this in 2026, your body's going to look and feel completely different. And they're showing me crystal eyes. So something in your vision is going to clear up a lot. I'm getting a little dizzy right now, actually, as I'm channeling. So they're saying some of you are going to work with herbs and you're going to become something like medical intuitives. I'm also seeing, so they're showing me something that happens when I do healings for people. So when I do distant healings for people, I pull up a hologram of their body, and sometimes I can see their organs or I can see the skeleton. Not always, but sometimes they'll show me what's happening in the physical body. But most of the time I feel it. I can feel where there's density. So they're showing me that you guys are going to become clairvoyant in this way, that you're going to be able to see inside the body where something is wrong. You're going to see the organs, you're going to see the skeletal system, you're going to see the meridians, you're going to see the lymph, you're going to see blood flow. Interesting. So your eyes, because they just made one of my eyes get cloudy. So some of your eyes might be clearing physically in the physical body, because I'm seeing a floater in my eye right now. So they'll do that to have me experience what you guys are experiencing. So you're having clearing through the physical eyes to make way. They're saying not the third eye. They're saying your three-dimensional eyes are going to become clairvoyant. So it's not just the higher senses. It's that the vessel itself, the body itself, is going to be a beautiful conduit of source energy without having to ask for it. So your physical eyes are going to become clairvoyant. Okay, it's not just with the third eye. So your eyes are going to be open, you guys. And you're going to be able to look at a body and see into it. Yeah, sorry, this is very annoying. They just put a big cloud in front of my right eye there. Okay? Okay. And a lot of this is that you're going to have that lived experience of difficulty in the body, or strangeness, or energy shifting throughout the body. And you're going to have people that are going to come to you with these weird ailments, and you're going to be like, I know exactly what that is. I just experienced that. Okay. It's very annoying. What's in my eye right now? It's a little bit annoying. Okay. My highest and best spirit guides, opening up to the sun and the 10 of saucers. Wow. Beautiful. A little stickiness in the cards there. Oh, okay. They just said, Manuka honey. Do you guys know anything about Manuka honey? Well, I do. If you guys don't, you might start using Manuka honey in your everyday. I'm not a medical doctor. Check with your medical doctor. Do not use my information as guidance. I'm just sharing anecdotally. Check with your medical doctor before you use anything. But Manuka honey is not like regular honey. It comes from the Manuka bush, I believe. And the honey it's called methyl glyoxal, or MGO. It's a substance that does a lot of wonderful things to the body, antiviral, antibacterial properties. So they're saying for some of you, you're going to find out the wonders of Manuka honey, and you're going to be able to sort of advise others to use it in this way. Very interesting, because I said that my eye felt like sticky, and they showed me Manuka honey. And I don't know why that's relevant to the new earth, but there's something about you guys working with the body and herbs and natural foods, right? Not even supplements, but herbs, things from the earth. Okay. You guys are going to plant gardens, or you're going to use things from the earth, and it's going to be a part of your practice. Let me know if that resonates for you. That's very interesting to me. Before I got my doctorate, I went to a year-long program where I went Friday, Saturday, Sunday to classes to become a holistic nutritionist. So I had a lot of different lives in this lifetime. So some of you might resonate with that. Okay. Holistic nutrition. Okay. Yeah. They're showing me Baster University, which is a naturopathic program. Some of you might be looking into doing something like that, a holistic program or naturopathic program, or working with a naturopath. Okay. Guidance for the new earth from my group number 3s. What do you want them to know? Yeah. I'm also seeing herbology. Then we have the 7 of mushrooms. 1 second, you guys. Sorry, I really had to clean my eye out. That was so annoying to me. Okay, so we start with the 7 of mushrooms, which is the 7 of pentacles. Very interesting, because this deck has pentacles as mushrooms. And this little cat just planted mushrooms, which is a medicinal food, a very, very powerful medicinal food. Check with your doctor, please, first, okay? But mushrooms, I took a mushroom class in college, very interesting. Mushrooms are one of the most amazing foods we have, anti-cancer properties, antioxidant properties, getting rid of tumors, and, okay? I'm speaking just anecdotally and from some of the research that I've done. I'm not speaking scientifically, so talk to your doctor. But there is something with you guys planting something and watching it grow. Okay, because this is literally like a planting card. I mean, he's got his little rake and shovel here, this little adorable orange cat. Okay. And orange cats in general are kind of, they really do their own thing. I know cats in general do, but orange cats are known for their very unique personality. So I have a sense with this group, you guys are going to do things in a very unique way when it comes to the earth and health and medicine, the way you guide people through paying attention to their body, intuitive eating, medical intuition, this kind of thing. If it doesn't resonate with you, I still get the sense that you guys are working on something from a place of a higher vibration, combining it with earth energy and the earth energy coming up, right? So it's as above, so below. It's that kind of energy. You're bringing the cosmos down into the earth, and then everything on earth is going to light up. Suddenly, I don't know if you guys talk to trees or like hugging trees. This is the kind of experience that I'm having, where previously I would have read that there are like Earth Mama or Earth Papa kind of people, and then the people of the stars. And there was this schism, right? In the heart chakra, people who were very connected to earth, people that were very connected to the cosmos. What I'm getting with this group is that you're going to combine this, the spiritual and the material in the new earth. And if you feel called to do this, this is a very powerful sign that you should be going in this direction. Someone's grandfather was a planter, and they're guiding you in this way. So it doesn't have to be career, by the way. It could be just doing this in your everyday life, to start planting or buying local or supporting local farmers, this kind of thing. They just showed me someone on a road trip and pulling off on the side of the road and getting some strawberries. I don't know if any of you guys have done that recently, but they just showed me someone going on a road trip and picking that up. So I remember I did that with my boyfriend a long time ago, and oh my God, it was like fruit of the gods. These strawberries, or corn. We got corn, and it tasted sweet like honey. It was the craziest thing. What else with the 7 of mushrooms do you want my group number 3s to know? You want to tell me more about what they're planting if it's not actual vegetables? What else do you want my group number 3s to know? 3 of dandelions, which is 3 of swords. What is that regarding? Yeah, so I just heard heart health. Oh, we have 7 of branches, or 7 of wands. One more card, please. So we have 2 7s here. And then we have 6 of wands. Okay, my guides. We have 9 of pentacles on the bottom. Let me just start with this. What do you want them to know about the new earth? Okay, so they're showing me 2 different things with the 3 of swords here. First, they're showing me that you guys are cultivating something here with the 7 of mushrooms. That the way that they're showing me this story, there are 2 different things. One is that your family, your friends, people are not going to necessarily like what you're doing. There's going to be a bit of a struggle with the path that you guys are going to be taking. Okay? But with the 6 of wands here, even though you're going to get some naysaying, even though there's going to be a little bit of a lack of support for you guys, they want you to stay the path because the outcome is glorious. And I'm going to ask about people in a second. I'm not going to lie. Some of you may leave a relationship that you thought you were going to be in. You're going to struggle to stay in it, but it'll resonate if it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Don't make that fit. So don't worry. If that's not happening in your relationship, it's not happening. When I see the 6 of wands after these 2 center cards, there's really support for you guys to keep taking this path, whatever you've been planting, to keep going in that direction. They're literally saying for 1 or 2 of you that you're taking a path less traveled with your health, and that's going to help your heart cardiovascularly, and you're going to stop struggling with some kind of heart issue. I'm not a medical doctor, so please, please, please do not up and leave what your doctor is telling you. This is more adjunctive. Something that you're doing is actually supporting your heart health, and you're not going to struggle so much with it anymore. This looks like blood pressure to me, if I'm going to be honest. But what I'm hearing overall for most of you is that you're taking some kind of new path, or some path that you've been planting, let's say, metaphorically speaking, for a while. And there are people in your life that are not going to be on board with it. And you just need to know that the outcome is going to be a good one. Let me get some clarifiers here. Okay, give me 1 second. Can I get a clarifier on the 3 of swords here? What is that about? Please give me a clarifier on the 3 of swords. Please and thank you. Show me very clearly my highest and best spirit guides. 1 card, please. I did note the Queen of Wands there, okay? Show me if that's the card. Show it again. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. Similar energy. Similar. Not as... okay. A different energy. Okay. Yes, something that you've planted is going to bring prosperity, and you have to trust it. So whatever heartbreak it's going to bring to your loved ones, to your partner, Some people may fall away as you take this very unique path, whatever it is. So they're saying, stay the path, okay? Pay attention to what you're growing, okay? The Queen of Pentacles is not questioning what she's building. She knows full well that it's going to bear fruit. And there's a bit of humility with the Queen of Pentacles as she head is sort of bowed towards the Pentacles. She understands that it requires trust and inner knowing, and not battling, not flaunting it. There's a humility around what she's doing that I think is going to be required for you on this path to move away from any struggle or strife with others. Try not to make people believe in what you're doing. You just have to believe in it yourself. Let me get a clarifier on the 7 of branches, please. Oh, 10 of swords. Yeah, something is just going to be dead, gone, and over. Let it go. Let those people, those situations, that old way of being go, because you've got some kind of victorious outcome here in the new earth when you stick to your guns. Interesting that we have 2 orange cats at the beginning and the end of the spread. You got to just do you, because what you're going to do is something magical and something unique and something unlike what other people are going to do. We have Sun on the bottom of the deck. Something bright and new and beautiful is in store for this group, but it's not without its struggle or strife. I'm not going to lie. You guys might go up. I'm hearing toe to toe. You might go up against some people because of what you've chosen to do. And the guidance for this group is to stay the course and to trust yourself, because it's going to bring prosperity in many different ways. And they've been showing me the Sun card a lot in my mind's eye with the new earth, that there's just going to be a kind of prosperity in the new earth that is not going to be sweat on the brow, effort, fighting. It's going to come in a state of flow. The Sun is just available for all of us every single day. It's a magnificent gift. And they're wanting this group to just move into that natural gift that you have. And if there's any fighting, turmoil, or angst, it's not for you. You don't have anything to prove to anyone. So don't stay in that energy, because you have nothing to prove to anyone. Stay the course, stay the path. You'll be victorious. And everything that you'll ever need is going to be shown to you. Okay? Yeah, and with the 9 of mushrooms on the bottom of the original deck, I'll take that one out too for you guys. It's about being in your sovereignty. You might have to be highly independent in the way you do things. You may not be able to lean on the same people you used to be able to lean on, because they just may not understand the path that you're on. And while this might not be easy, my guides are showing us very clearly with the 9 of mushrooms here, with the Sun, with the 6 of branches here, that when you stay the course, when you stay on your path and you're in that autonomous state like a cat, everything that you ever need will be provided for you. You know what? I'm going to go a little further for you guys. Can you show me the relational outcome? So if they need to trust and let some relationships go that are not supporting them, will they have relationships that are going to support them? Do they even need that? Tell me about their relationship future in the new earth. Okay, because I'm sure some of you guys are asking about that. The relationship future, neutrally. Okay, we're not talking about intimate relationships. Just show me, are they going to have too many cards? Okay, way too many cards just flipped over. Show me one card about signifying in the new earth what their relationships, what they can look forward to, or how is that going to manifest in the new earth. Okay? Oh my goodness. You guys got the 10 of mushrooms or the 10 of pentacles. You're going to have a whole new tribe. I can't make that up, okay? It flew out of the deck. I don't even get cards that fly out of the deck. This flew out of the deck. 10, unlike the 10 of cups, which is more about family, like 4th house energy to me, house and home. The 10 of mushrooms or the 10 of pentacles is to me more about community, soul tribe. In the traditional Rider-Waite, you've got the grandparent, you've got the old people, you've got the young people, you've got kids, you've got, I think there might be a dog in there, maybe not, but there's a lot of people and there's a lot going on. I need you guys to understand that when you stay on this path, you're building and attracting and magnetizing your soul tribe to you. So whatever people are leaving right now, it's okay. It's okay, because your soul tribe is coming. Your soul tribe is coming, my dear ones. That's where they want me to end, okay? So I hope, oh no. With the tarot, I'm sorry, they just stopped me. They want me to stop with the tarot. Let me get an oracle card for you guys. Oracle card for my group number 3s, please. Guidance for the new earth. Guidance for the new earth. Okay. No? Yes? The vulnerability card. We have 2 cards that flew out, so we're going to take them. Vulnerability. Beautiful. Look at that. This is confirmation that you're seeking to tread into the unknown, unfamiliar territory where decisions are based more on intuition than rationality. Bloody hell, you guys. That's what this whole reading was about. You're going to feel some vulnerability because there's going to be some struggle, there's going to be some heartbreak, some people falling away, but you got to trust the path. This is confirmation that you're seeking to tread into the unknown, unfamiliar territory where decisions are based more on intuition than rationality. Don't let fear hold you back or allow a misguided sense that feeling vulnerable is somehow a negative condition. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we can feel a bit vulnerable when we're treading unbeaten paths, right? But they're saying vulnerability does not equal weakness here. It's actually your strength. So when you feel a bit vulnerable and things seem to be falling apart here or there, but the path continues to unfold before you, you want to trust it. Okay? And that's, they're highlighting the heart chakra here a lot, and your connection with the earth, with the leaf here and the branches in the center of her heart. So your connection with the earth and your connection to your heart is what's going to guide the way in the new earth, with the sort of effortless connection with the cosmos and the divine that this group already has. And then we have hope with a candle here. Your loved ones in the spirit world know when to reach out if they see you're at a low point. Whether you're caught up in a difficult situation or struggling with someone specific in your life, there's always hope. So again, that's this middle experience here with the 3 of dandelions, the 7 of branches, and the 10 of swords here. There's strife in the middle of your reading as you move from the cultivation stage into the harvest stage. There's this middle purge that is going on. And they're just saying, same with the Queen of Pentacles, and the 10 of mushrooms here. Have hope. Have trust in what you're cultivating, because your soul tribe is on the way. Your prosperity is on the way. All of your life force energy that is going to be returned to you is on its way. So keep hope alive. And maybe for some of you, there is someone on the other side that is that's guiding you. They mentioned someone's grandfather before. So maybe there are certain people on the other side that, felt very close to the earth, or you just feel very close to right now. And some of your passed over loved ones might be guiding you on this path. Think about someone who has passed for you that, in spite of all of this naysaying, would have cheered you on at this time. Who would that be for you guys? For those of you who have someone on the other side, who would be your cheerleader? That's who's cheering you on right now. So call on them, talk to them, connect to them, because they're listening. Okay, that's where they want me to stop. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for staying for this reading. I so appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please do comment down below. I love to hear your stories. Like the video if you can, and subscribe if you haven't. If nothing else, you guys, I send you so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care.